All right. Well, Mike, tell me a joke.
Tell you a joke?
Yeah, tell me something funny.
Tell you something funny. Oh man. Shit. Well, as you can see, I'm big and I'm black and I have an afro and I live in North America. So I probably fit the description. So based on those stats alone, this may be the last time you see me. I've been kind of working on that for a year, so hopefully it was funny. That sounded like a fabricated laugh, but I'll forgive you on that
I'm like,
because it's not.
well, hey y'all, welcome back to Chem Undress. We are now in season 2, episode 1. I know. I'm so excited.
Cool.
I know our first season was super short. It was 6 episodes long. But I had a lot going on and I realized that my visual branding wasn't really matching with the vibe of the podcast, the episodes. So I knew it was going to happen. I knew I was going to change it. I rushed the podcast. I was starting a new job when I put out my first episode. Like before I even put out my first episode, it was like while I was recording the first 2-3 episodes, I found out that I got a job, and I was like, if I don't put this out now, it's never gonna go out. So I was like, yep, push record and launch it. So the branding that I had, it was just rushed. I wasn't in love with it. The colors were just so, I mean, they were very happy colors. They remind me of Miami, but it just wasn't what I wanted. It didn't make me feel happy. It didn't make my heart smile. So I said, all right, let's end the season now. Let's think about this and let's have some good conversations in season 2. And I'm so happy that season 2 is going to start with my good friend, Mr. Mike. Hey, Mike.
Oh, what's up, y'all? What's up, world? How you doing? Came undressed. Nice to be on here.
Mr. Mike and I have talked about doing an episode together for a while. Like, we have such amazing conversations. Like, if people could hear our conversations, they would want to pay us to listen to our conversations.
Yeah, it's never too late. You know, I can put up my Cash App and yours if you want.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yes, pay us so we can keep the internet on and bring this content to you. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, this episode is just going to flow as our natural conversations would normally flow. Because I know now we're hitting record. We're on camera. We have lights on us. We have a mic. And we're just like, ooh, okay. So how is this going to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know. It could be a train wreck. Or it could be a pathway to enlightenment that we all must walk one day. You know what I mean?
Right. I like that. So, I mean, we won't know till we start.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today we're undressing the human condition.
Yes.
This is a topic that Mike has been wanting to talk about for a while. Like, I think because we're always talking about the human condition, like every time we talk on the phone.
True. Yeah.
Yep. That's true.
Talk about most of our human conditions and the humans around us, their conditions, and you know how we're. Yeah, we talk about that quite a bit. Yeah.
Well, Mike, before we hop into the human condition, tell the world who you are.
Oh, wow. Okay. My name is Mr. Mike. That's my artist name. Real name is Michael. I'm from Panama City, Florida. I'm here right now in my hometown. I miss Jacksonville. I love Jacksonville. My son is there. I have a son, Joshua. Shout out to you, son. I love you.
Hey, Joshua.
Yeah, what up? Jacksonville's my second home. That's really where I started doing my creative ventures. I did some hip hop. I've done some film. And now I'm doing comedy now. But it's like I intermingle with those things. I'm not gonna leave hip hop or anything like that. I'm always gonna do hip hop. But I love doing comedy now. I've been doing it for 2 years. So, but Mr. Mike is an acronym. Mike is Music Illumination Consciousness. But since I've been doing comedy, I kept the same name because I'm lazy. So for comedy purposes, Mike stands for man, I'm cool. I'm cool. Just relax. So, but yeah, it's a simple name with multiple, I guess, assets to it as far as how I create and what I talk about. So, but yeah, comedy's been great. I've been getting all these opportunities the last few years. I started in Jacksonville, but ever since I moved back here late last year, I've been ingratiated with the comedy community here, which I didn't know existed because I'm from here and I used to kind of like not want to live here. And plus, my son is in Jacksonville. I'd rather stay there, but life happens. But I ended up coming back here, and I've been really connected with a small but yet tight knit community here in my hometown, which I didn't know existed. So shout out to Janet Fortune and shout out to Emre. Shout out to all these guys who I've worked with and done open mics for. They told me, hey, when you go back home, see these people. And ever since I've been back here, I've been doing comedy here and getting all these wonderful opportunities to, talk about white people. I like so I love y'all white people, but y'all are problematic. No, I don't. But that's kind of an issue. I don't know if I went off a tangent. I'm sorry.
No, the world needs to know who you are. And I'm glad you found your comedy family out there. You've become part of a community where you fit in, where it motivates you, it makes you happy, it's something you look forward to doing.
Yes.
So I'm glad you have that going for you.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful thing as well because like it's one of those things that I don't necessarily make a lot of money with what I do. But it doesn't matter how shitty my life is. I'll always have opportunities to express myself, whether it's hip hop or whether it's comedy. Lately, it's been comedy. Like, I often think, just like you were talking about how we get to the point where what is my purpose? What's the reason that I'm here? And when I get to these moments, I'm starting to get more opportunities to do what I love to do. So I'm thinking, and it's just about every time I have a low point in my life, opportunities come for me to do something like this. You know what I mean? So it lets me know to just stick to your guns, stick to what you're passionate about, what you love to do. And I also push that with my son. Like he texted me paintings and drawing that he loves to do, and he has like walls full of them that he hangs up in his room. And he would send me whatever new thing he's drawing. He loves Sonic the Hedgehog, and he loves all these different characters, and he just draws them and sends them to me. I'm like, dude, keep doing that, like as much as you can. Like, don't never stop doing that. You love doing it, and so I'm always giving him props every time he sends me a picture. Like, great job, I love you. Keep doing that. Keep expressing yourself that way. Keep doing what you love to do. So stick to your guns, stick to your passion, stick to what you love to do, and usually good shit will happen to you. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be in monetary form. We can't just water everything down to money being its the only valuable thing to accomplish. Like, have experiences, think outside the box. If you're interested in something, try it out, do something, So that's what I'm about. But anyways, go ahead.
So that's Mike.
Yeah, sorry.
That's my ma, y'all. That's my ma.
I be rambling sometimes, baby. I'm sorry.
What the hell is the American dream? Because we live to work, we work to live. And like, I feel like that is all I do. And still, I feel like it's not enough. Mm-hmm. Like, I have a full-time job, and then I run a side business where I try to handle multiple clients, and still that's not enough. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not enough to pay rent. It's not enough to breathe. Because remember the other day we were talking about, damn, it costs $200 just to step outside the
To step
house.
outside, it costs $200 to breathe. It costs $200 to go for a walk. You know what I mean? It just costs to do anything. To wake up, it costs money.
I know.
Go to sleep, it costs money. You know what I'm saying?
I'm too broke to wake up. Let me just go back to sleep.
No, I'm too broke to go to sleep, so I got to stay up. It's crazy.
You got to work.
Yeah, I got to work. So it's, yeah.
Yeah, what the hell? And we all work so hard. And what kills me is, it's like, nowadays you have all these social medias like TikTok and stuff, and people going viral, and then they're getting money, they're getting paid for doing something stupid. And I'm just like, I'm over here working like a bunch of jobs, like real jobs, and somebody comes up with a stupid phrase, and all of a sudden they're making money, they're getting sponsorships and stuff. Like, I don't give a fuck about the fame, but it's so weird. It's so easy to go viral for doing something stupid. And here we are. Like, there are teachers out there, and we all know teachers don't get paid very well. So some of them have second, third, fourth jobs while trying to come up with a teaching plan and stuff. But then you get these football players, these American football players in the NFL getting $1 million deals, like millions.
We allocate funds to more sorts of entertainment and shock value than the actual people doing the work, like teaching and and people in the medical industry. I mean, there's a lot of doctors who don't get paid that much. A lot of people, the nurses and CNAs that don't get paid that much. And these people
saving lives.
Yeah, they're saving lives. And veterans don't get. I'm a veteran. The military don't get paid that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
it's
it's wild. Yeah, and so we prioritize funds in different things that entertainment is not a must. It's not a must have. That's a privilege to be entertained. But you got people out here that really are essential to life, like teachers and doctors, and troops or whatever. We supposed to be appreciating the troops all the time, but we're not taking care of the troops all the time, money wise. And so it's an imbalance there. It's an imbalance there.
It doesn't make any sense. And like, I think about it randomly, and I'm like, what the fuck is this world that we live in?
Yeah. And you think about you think about it more and more when of course when you're struggling, when you're kind of clawing to survive. You're trying to claw your way out of a financial situation, and you're trying to get ahead, you try to get a surplus, you try to and in the back of your head it's like, this ain't it, this is not working. Like, why? It's all this effort, all this time, all this sacrifice to get a couple of dollars, and then as soon as you get it, it goes away. I'm like, and it's becoming more and more like prevalent. Like the wage gap is widening. You know what I mean? It's like it's so much going against you to try to survive, and that's it. We're stuck in survival mode. Like, that's part of the human condition. We're stuck in survival mode. We're not really living. We just working our asses off until we get some sort of benefit or something, and sometimes it doesn't come for whatever reason, and then we just sit here assed out. So it's and now our mindset is, we have this election going. There's so much craziness going on right now, and we're on a fringe, but a lot of us don't have time to react to it because we gotta clock in. We gotta survive. So it's
like, I can't keep up with everything that's going on in the world,
right?
Because I'm too busy working,
right? So and then when you and then when you have time to look at what's going on, it's like, whoa, this is chaotic. This is crazy. You're like,
people eating cats and dogs now. Like, dogs. I was just clocking in and working. All of a sudden, I clock out and I hear that people are like eating.
Yeah, man, cats and dogs.
Eating pets.
I mean, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your cats and dogs. Like, seriously. We're on a fringe. Politicians getting shot at. I mean,
Yeah.
fraud all over the place. It's wild. It's crazy out here. So I mean, and that's another thing too. It's knowing all this crap is going on. We have to be sane. We have to keep ourselves together to work and grind and to survive. You know what I mean? We have to keep our mental together to do this stuff, because if we sit and react, we be like, what the hell? What the fuck is going on? This is wild. This is catastrophic what we're going through. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. I just can't believe this is the world that we live in.
mm-hmm.
This is the world that we live in. And I'm just like, what the fuck happened to us?
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought we're better than that.
I thought,
Why are we the way we are? And I feel like, when COVID happened, it's not like we were so great before COVID, but I just feel like when COVID happened, people didn't know how to human anymore.
Yeah, people didn't know how to sit still. First of all, they were getting antsy. A lot of us had to kind of just sit with loved ones that we're not used to sitting with for a while, and so if they were annoying to her, if they got on your nerves or something, like, you're around them all the time. So that happened,
and their breathing starts to annoy.
Yeah, everything starts to annoy you,
and you can hear them blinking.
Yeah, you can hear them blinking. Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Stop blinking.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Go to fuck to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an interesting time. And you would think moments like that would bring us, closer together, like mentally and spiritually. Like, I'm glad to be home, with my family. Luckily, during that time, I was a truck driver, so I was kind of going all over the world anyway. But yeah, I mean, we were kind of forced to stay put, and a lot of us couldn't deal with that. A lot of people like we're part of this grind culture. Like, everybody's like, I'm on the grind. A lot of people are so addicted to that grind, they don't know how to rest. They don't know how to chill. And that's a problem. Like, you gotta chill. Like, God chilled when He created the world. He's like, yo, I'm gonna chill the 7th day. Let me take a break. It's like resting is part of our recovery. It's part of our mental health a lot of times, and we don't do it because we're addicted to grinding, which is that's not good.
And that was me. That was me.
I mean, it was me too at a time.
Yeah, and it's like, why? I felt like I was the way I was because I needed the money. I needed the money. I needed to save up money and, move out of here. So I worked every day. I worked morning till sometimes very, 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 very late. Multiple jobs just to have a little bit of money. And it took a toll on my mental health and my physical health. But I was always grinding. And somehow, like, while I was doing that, like, I felt pretty strong, but you can only be so strong for so long while doing something like that. And then eventually you'll break. At least I did. I broke.
Yeah.
Poof. So now I'm like, I gotta learn how to take time for myself. I gotta be okay with taking paid time off from work. If I have it, use it. Like, you guys, if you have PTO, use it.
Yeah.
Use it. Don't be afraid to put that request in. I know some people don't take PTO because they're like, well, I have nothing to do. I have no money to go anywhere. Then take that time to rest.
Yeah. Take time to chill.
There was this lady. I don't know if you saw this on the news, like a month or so ago. She worked for Wells Fargo. And she died at work. She died at her desk.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I think she maybe have died like on a Thursday or a Friday, and then they went the whole weekend or something, and then they found her like 4 days later, dead.
Jeez, this was recent?
Yeah, it was like a month ago.
Oh wow, damn.
Yeah, and she died and nobody knew.
Jesus.
And so you guys, take that damn PTO. Take the day off if you feel like you're at your max. And I know it's hard, especially with some jobs. Some jobs are just like, oh, you're weak if you can't stay on because, you're too stressed, you're tired, you're overworked, you're too weak. Some jobs will make you feel that way, but it's like, I know you guys are like, well, I need the money. I've got kids and this and that. I need this job. But at the same time, you're slowly killing yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to take a step back and say, so what is good for me?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I keep doing this, I'm not going to last long for my kids.
Mm-hmm. Stress is a killer. Stress is a killer.
Yeah. And I know it's such a dilemma. Like, I get it. I don't have kids, but I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
Yes.
This is not the American dream.
Well, if it is, it's a nightmare. And you know what I mean? It's a bad dream.
It's an American nightmare.
It's not like a wet dream that you look forward to. It's like it's a bad dream. Like you wake up like with your heart racing, like, you know, you're in panic mode.
And I used to wake up with that feeling like, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't take a Xanax this morning because I have to work. I have to be able to function.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
It's very hard. Yeah, and we do it a lot for little to no money. Expenses are getting higher. Rent is higher. Nowadays, a lot of us are, you know, going back to living with families or living with someone just to keep some sort of financial stability and to save money somehow. People are, you know,
and have a roof over
your head and just being with family. A lot of families, a lot of my family, you know, I'm living with my mom. I'm not ashamed to say I'm 41. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, life happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna eventually get back on my own, get back on my feet, but you know, it's a process. And but a lot of times, you know, that weighs on me. I think about that. It's like, damn, I'm 41. I really don't have much to offer financially. You know, all I have is like my creativities that I'm trying to like do as much as I can or as efficient as I can. And really hone into my creativity. I think when I hone into that, when life gets shitty like it is, I get opportunities. I do things that I love to do, and so I'd rather stick to that than to be miserable grinding, be miserable working all hours of the day and coming home cramped and tired, don't want to do anything creative, don't want to do anything as far as connecting with like-minded individuals or connecting with nature or anything. I just want to go to sleep and do it all over again. So
that was me.
Yeah, I mean, it was me for a while. Like when I drove trucks from like 2017 to about 2021, 2020. And I was gone just all the time, just working, just, you know, I'm in Nebraska one day and Wyoming the next, and then Washington the following day. Just kept doing that. I lived in a truck. I didn't have a place to stay. I just lived and I just did that. It's a different type of lifestyle. But I did that, and okay, yeah, the money was good, but I had no time to spend it. I had no time to really enjoy it. And I was away from my son, who's 14 now. He's in high school. So, okay, yeah, it's good money, but at the same time, my values are not being, you know, they're not happening the way I like. So it's like things like that I got to constantly, you know, think about your own mental and your own spiritual like health. So I chose creativity, chose to grind it out, you know, and do the best I can with this. And if it takes off, that's cool. But if not, you know, I'll just keep doing what I do, being resourceful, you know, helping people, and just making money the easiest way that I can without me sacrificing my you know, my time.
Your mental.
Yeah, my mental health and time. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I wish more people would realize that. Like, I mean, it took me a little bit to realize that. But also, I did realize that last year when I was working so much and grinding so hard, and I'm always preaching, oh, you got to take time for yourself, self-care, blah, blah, blah. But I wasn't doing that for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And my job or my jobs were all creative jobs. Like, I enjoyed what I did, but at the same time, it exhausted me to the point where I when I had my own time, I didn't want to be creative anymore because I got tired of being creative because I was doing it all the time. And I felt like my brain was always on for creativity. Like, people think, oh, that's really cool, you're going to be creative. Dude, sometimes it's just exhausting.
It is. And I remember you brought up the point where you said, last season that like you really, you put it out quickly. You put it out, you know what I mean? Because you felt the time crunch of doing something creative and then trying to respond to the clock and the grind and all that. Yeah. And it happened to me when I released Do You Know What I'm Saying? Was it 2021? Like, I rushed most of that out because I wanted to do, because I've had the lyrics, I've been wanting to record for a while and link up with other producers, and sometimes the schedules don't match up, and you gotta just grind and figure it out yourself. And so a lot of those tracks were just, let me record this track real quick so I can get back to work and do it. You know what I mean? And all of your creativity becomes a rush thing because of that grind. You know what I'm saying? You want to take time and you want to take all of your time to put out a good product. But with this grind culture, with this thing you got to keep up, I get to the point where it's like, I got to do something now. I got to release something now. So you push your project, you push your ideas, and you push time on your craft. And then, it comes out and it's not what it would have been if you had that, you know what I mean? That extra time to really hone, you know what I mean? So a lot of stuff gets rushed in that way. But at the same time, I released it and I enjoyed doing, hip hop and making music. But I just do it in spurts, just try to sustain my grind life on top of that. So,
Yeah, I feel you on that. My mom, like, I grew up, like, I'm Asian. And
oh, yeah, really? Yeah. Oh, shit. Man, I thought I was talking to a black woman this whole time. All right. Sorry, y'all.
That happens, It happens often. Sometimes my mom thinks she's talking to a black woman too. She just thinks like she got the wrong baby at the hospital because all the babies at the hospital were black, and she just happened to get one of those.
I got a black baby too. Oh no. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, they're not from America, they came to America to escape the genocide. So they didn't come here with much. My parents did not come here together. They didn't know each other. They met in Atlanta like a few years later or something like that. But I saw both of my parents work all the time. Like, my mom had multiple jobs. My dad would work overtime. My mom would work overtime plus the second or third job. I saw that growing up. So as a teenager, as a young adult, and as a half-size full-grown adult, I just seem to think all that is pretty normal. It's pretty normal to work overtime, 12 hours plus a day, or 15, 16 hours or whatever a day. And that happened. Working multiple jobs every day, working 7 days a week. I saw that all the time. So I just thought it was normal. It's normal for me to work a bunch of jobs. But other people look at me, they're like, that's not normal. Like, you do a lot, Kim. You do a lot. And I'm like, I do? I feel like I'm not doing enough.
I always feel like I'm not doing enough.
Because I grew up with seeing my parents doing so much. But they did so much because, they didn't have the education to, get better jobs and stuff. That's why they pushed me so hard with getting an education and this and that. Like, they didn't care what I got an education in. They didn't care what I got some sort of education in, as long as I had it.
As long as it brings home the big bucks, baby.
Yeah, so they didn't force me to be a doctor, a nurse, lawyer, or whatever. It's just like, if you're happy and it's going to make you money and whatever, didn't do it. But what they didn't know was that I was going to be in debt from student loans.
Yeah.
That's
Student loans that's yeah. I'm glad some of it got forgiven. I don't know if you had yours
nope,
forgiven. Sorry.
nope.
But
I was not lucky enough.
Well, I to be honest, I don't really pay them, so it's too much debt. It's like it's the that in itself that speaks about human condition. Education is more about money than it is actual education.
Mm-hmm.
So like I believe this country has an ability to make college free.
Mm-hmm.
Because in most countries that has free education and free college and things like that, the idea is that whatever you're studying and that degree that you get will have you work in many of the industries that are in that country, which means in return you get the government or the country gets their money back because you're working in the industries where you're being trained to do. So if it's free, the country will get the idea is that the country will get their money on the back end because you're going to work in that industry where you're studying, and so they'll tax that and then they'll get their money back. And so but since this country is all about money, we charge everything and it makes life so fucking difficult. So like student loans is a thing. It's a lot of people who are well intentioned who wanted to actually learn something and advance themselves in whatever they study. They're gonna have this ass load of debt when they get done, when they get finished. And you want to feel good when you graduate college. You want to feel like you got a degree. I got this thing. Took me a long time. Took me 4, 5, 6 years to do, almost a decade in some cases. And then on the back end, you got receipts. You got these receipts like a motherfucker, and that's gonna take you the rest of your life to do. And so, like,
you die.
Right?
It's just sometimes I just feel like it's not worth it. Now that especially now,
it's not worth it.
Like if you're not gonna go to school to be like a lawyer, nurse, doctor, something that requires very important education.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's a waste of money because like I went to school for communications, for public relations. I never held a job in public relations. I've never had a public relations title. I did marketing, which is, it's all connected. But even with a degree in communications, companies weren't calling me to say, hey, we'd like to interview you. Like, I can't even get an interview for a marketing position. Like, I only got maybe 2 interviews, and the other jobs are just like, no. And it's like, what I think the problem is, and maybe it's just me in my head, but I feel like I'm not getting the same opportunity as these white folks who are applying for the same job. Because they look at my resume, they look at this digital copy of my resume, and they see my last name. My last name is very Asian. It's Chinese. It sounds Chinese. So, and a lot of these marketing companies are like white owned. And it's like, why would we want to hire somebody from China? Why would we want to hire? Fuck the education.
Just the idea, yeah.
Yeah, fuck the experience that this person has is like,
if you don't fit into their like kind of like a personality contest, if you don't fit into that niche, then you're probably not gonna you're not gonna get the job. It doesn't matter if you're well overqualified or well qualified for the position. They see that name, they see something about you that's like, I don't know, un-American or or Asian or something, or whatever the case may be. They see that name and it's like unwhite. In a lot of cases,
that's what I say.
Right. So, but yeah, same thing with me. I got a degree. I got a bachelor's degree in fine arts, digital film and video production. So which means that that type of degree is like, I gotta be freelance like a motherfucker. I gotta be fucking Steven Spielberg to kind of make it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't Steven Spielberg. I did a couple of gigs. I did a couple of music videos and some short films, some short series. I got one coming out called Zombie PD, which I'm playing a zombie, which is comedy. So that's from opportunities. Ever since I've been doing comedy, I'm getting opportunity to do stuff like this, and I'll take them. Any sort of creative project, I'm like, I'm a creative person. I hone into it, you know. So
Yeah.
and I don't just stick to one thing. But anyways, I got a degree in one of those things that you said, you know, it's not part of the list. It's not part of engineering or medical or law or anything like that. It's an art degree. It's a creative degree, which is,
and it's so expensive.
It's so expensive, and
why is it that expensive?
It's not really that lucrative. So
it's shit. Nowadays, you can learn this shit on YouTube,
right? And that's another thing too. Like, I remember going through, because I graduated in 2011 from that school, from the Art Institute of Jacksonville, which since then it closed down. A lot of art institutes around the country shut down because of fraud, because everything is about fucking money. But anyways, I went to that. I would graduate in 2011, and at the time, you know, I don't know if you've used those old versions of Final Cut, or like, I'm just learning that stuff, and everything now that I've learned then is like obsolete. Like the last couple of film projects that I've done, and you helped me out with, we filmed with our phones. You know what I'm saying? And so like all that knowledge, all that time, you know, which is good information. I like knowing it, but at the same time, like, if you got an iPhone, you good. If you got some lighting and you got some good sound, you can make a good film. You don't need all this other stuff that they honed on me to learn, because things was changing.
It's so easy.
Yeah. It's so streamlined. Everything is.
We're not doing all the manual work anymore.
Right. Yeah. These TikTok videos and these Instagram videos, they're not crazy production things. They're just somebody prop a phone and you dance and you devour, you're good. So I mean,
there you go. Now you have a movie,
right,
or whatever the fuck.
So yeah, it was kind of like bad timing for me to have a degree like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's and then the ass load of debt that came with it. I mean, it was it worth it at that time? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, despite that, I'm all about life is all about having experiences. You know what I mean? Even if it costs you debt, just have an experience.
Yeah.
Go to, I did at the time. I was just, let me hone into. I think I'm a creative person. Let me do a creative, creative education path for me. See where that goes. And I was able to get the military to help me pay for it. But yeah, it was one of those things that I wanted to do personally. So, but yeah, it's money-wise, it's not worth it. So don't get a degree unless you're an engineer, a doctor, or a medical person.
That's what I'm telling these young kids nowadays. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to school for religion or whatever shit.
Philosophy or sociology or some shit.
Why?
Like,
is your mama paying for it? Like, who's paying for this? You know you got to pay him back, right? Like,
degrees.
Just because you got financial aid doesn't mean it's free.
Yeah, you get that degree, that's a receipt. That's a receipt.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're gonna keep reminding you of that receipt.
Yeah, I know. I get reminded too. I'm like, listen, I can't even get a job in PR or marketing or whatever. That's why I started my own marketing company, because I wasn't getting hired. And now my full-time job has nothing to do with my degree. So can I get a refund?
Right, exactly. Can I get a refund? Can I get some get back or something, as people say? Yeah, I get it. Yeah, can I get a refund? Sorry, that.
I mean, I loved going to school. Like, I finally found a major that I was very interested in, because I started off as a criminal justice major, because I was so into crime and stuff and serial killers when I was in high school. And then I realized what I wanted to do was I had to become a cop first to get to where I wanted to be. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going to be a cop.
No.
So screw that. I'm going to change my major to psychology, because I like to get in people's heads and, help them out, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I learned that, well, you're not going to make a lot of money unless you get like a master's degree or a doctor's degree or something in psychology. I'm like, that's a lot of school.
Yeah, a lot of money too. A lot of money too.
Yeah. And then I was like, yeah, let's change it. Sociology is the next one. And I really enjoyed sociology because I wanted to learn why people behave the way that they behave and stuff like that. But then I got a job working in child welfare because I wanted to help children find families and stuff like that. I realized it's not something I want to do. This is not the life I want to live forever. Like, yes, I love helping people, but it was very stressful. It was very, very stressful. Like, it does a lot with your heart when you work with children. And I mean, sociology, you could have a job in anything, whatever. But I'm like, I want to do something that I know I'll thrive in. And so I was looking at marketing, journalism, public relations. I'm like, you know what? I want to get into public relations because I want to work in sports. I want to be somebody's publicist. I want to be somebody's PR rep, like a sports team or an individual athlete or something. So I got into PR. I didn't take a look at how much that was going to cost me. And I stuck with sociology as well. That was my minor. But I loved learning PR. I loved learning how to write for the media. I loved learning how to write for political ads, even though I hated politics, but it was interesting to see how it was done. I had to do a lot of public speaking, and I'm not somebody who loves public speaking. I hate it. But I also chose a major that had less math classes, so.
What? You not good at math? Come on, man. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm not that Asian. I'm not that Asian, man. No, that's another kind of Asian.
That's another kind of Asian? Oh, okay. You're not
it ain't me.
You're not the math one?
It ain't me. Yeah. No, not this family. No. But yeah, and so I'm not saying like, it's a total waste of money. I did enjoy myself.
Yeah.
And I made good friends in college. Yeah. But like afterwards, it was a struggle. And now you're out in the world trying to find a job in PR and stuff. And I wasn't getting the same opportunities as I was, as like my peers were getting, my white peers were getting.
Yeah.
It was so easy for them to get a job. And I'm like, how? Like, I can do the same job, if not better, but I didn't even get an interview.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it makes me sad. Yeah. It makes me angry.
And you feel sad because you think you don't, you don't measure up to what they're looking for. And so in that case, you devalue yourself. You know what I mean? You go through that. You think you don't have any value because you didn't get that gig, even though you're qualified, and it makes you feel like, damn, am I good enough to do this? Am I good enough to do anything? Because these people see, and you assume that they see that you're not good enough, which is not true. But we start believing that because of the results we're getting, and it becomes to the point where we don't even think we have any value because we don't get that thing that we've been trying to get. We don't get the gig that we know we're qualified for, so we start to assume we don't have any value. You know what I mean? Especially when you're broke and you're really trying, like you don't have any monetary value, so thus you don't have any value at all. Which is just a fucked up way to think, but that's what it is. Like, it's not about being broke. It's like you feel broken when you're broke. You know what I'm saying? It's and so being broke or being conscious or being, aware, like, costs money. You know what I mean? It's everything is watered down to this value. I think we just, as humans, we kind of let it happen. We kind of, we're so used to the grinding. We're used to working all the time. We don't even know that we sacrifice so much of ourselves um, that is valuable for humanity. It's valuable for we we don't know we're disconnected from nature. We don't go outside anymore. We don't walk around. We don't spend time with loved ones. We don't talk with people. We don't hug. You know what I'm saying? I remember you talking about just a simple hug would be would speak volumes. It will be so beneficial and healing to you. And we don't even do that because everything is money. We got to get it. We got to grind. We got to go. We got to
I
go.
gotta pay for a hug.
Got to pay for a hug. Costs $200 to get a hug.
Damn it.
Remember?
That's true, though. That's true. It costs $200 to get a hug because some years back I went to see a psychologist, and it was my first time visiting the psychologist. It was a free session, and we learned that we were not right for each other. You can't just go see any psychologist. You got to vibe with them.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew, within the hour, hey, I am not the psychologist for you, but I know there's someone else that may be able to help you a lot better than I can. So he referred me to a spiritual healer who was like next door to him. And she gave me the biggest mama bear hug ever. And this woman, she had like these big arms. Mm-hmm. These loving big arms. And she was much bigger than me too. Like I'm only 4'11". She was like 8 feet tall. Mm-hmm. And she just wrapped her arms around me, my entire body, and then pulled me in. And she was so cozy.
Arms full of love.
Instantly I felt relief. I felt better. So the first hug was free.
Yeah. The other one's called it's a monthly fee.
Yes. And so she was telling me all the things that she does and everything. And then insurance doesn't pay for spiritual healers. Yeah, right. At least not back then. I don't know about now. But yeah, it was about $200 something a session.
Damn.
And it wasn't just a hugging session.
Yeah, of course. That's a lot of money for a hug, man. Come on, man. You can
I know.
Get a discount, something.
Mm-hmm. I'm just like, can you just adopt me?
But shout out to the psychologist who referred you, who actually was honest to say, I'm not the right psychologist for you. Because a lot of people won't. Everybody doesn't do that. They will be like, they'll sit on their ego and be like, I'm the one that can help you. You know what I mean? So that's dope for him.
And they get the money.
Yeah. So that's dope for him to refer you to someone else, to a spiritual, actual person who just gave you a hug and it healed you. So that shout out to that psychologist too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because he saw what I actually needed. Mm-hmm. And what I needed was probably not a psychologist. It was I needed a hug. Mm-hmm. And that's when I was like, I just need a hug. And it's just because I was talking to him about, my family situation. My dad had just passed away. I just don't feel like I have anyone. And he was just like, oh, I know the right person for you. So yeah,
let's hug people. Let's hug folks, man. Hug your family. Hug your loved ones. Like it's healing, man. So hug people, love people.
Yes, and it's free to give hugs. And I feel like nowadays, like even in COVID was like 4 or 3, 4. What year is this?
It doesn't
Some
matter.
years ago, right? And people are like they're not hugging anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of that. Like, ew, you're gross. Don't want to hug you. You're coughing. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, yes, I know we got to be careful.
Yeah.
But at the same time, hugs heal.
Yeah.
I should put that on a shirt.
Hugs heal. And we just need each other. Like we all need each other. Like we're all in this together. We all want the same thing. We can like heal ourselves and heal our country. We can just, start with love. You know what I'm saying? Just lead with love and really connect with people on a deeper level than the surface stuff. I think if we all collectively did that, we can save ourselves. We can save our country. We can save each other. We can save ourselves. We can if we just start with love and love for your fellow man, helping people out, giving to the homeless. Like we live in a country where we're supposed to be the richest country, but we have the most homeless. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
what's up with that? I mean, Tupac said that way back in the day. He's like, it's we're the richest country in the world, and people are starving. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like Tupac
Mm-hmm.
said that, like in the '90s. You know what I'm saying? So
And we
we're
still, I
still doing
guess.
this. Yeah, we still like. If he was still alive, he would be like, "We still doing this? I gotta say the same thing again." So I don't think
Is
he
he
would.
still alive?
Yeah, is he?
Maybe he's listening to
Maybe
this
he's
right
yeah.
now.
Hopefully, yo, I'm Mr. Mom. Excuse me, Mr. Mike. I can rap a little bit. You're an inspiration to me, of course. If you're out there, yeah, we still dealing with the same shit, Tupac. Sorry, I see no changes. No.
All right, Mr. Mike,
Yes,
this
ma'am.
has been awesome. I love talking to you. I love talking to you when I'm sad, when I'm happy. I love talking to you about the human condition, humans. Like, why are we the way we are?
I saw a bumper sticker that said, "I was vaccinated by the blood of Jesus." But I was thinking, what if Jesus had COVID? Like, imagine Jesus coughing. Like, Jesus, are you okay? Because up until this point, I was raised to eat your flesh and drink your blood. Are you good?
Oh
So that's my
man.
one COVID jokes. All my other jokes have been vaccinated, so we're good there. So, uh,
Yeah. So yeah, you can talk about them freely. Nobody will get infected with COVID or whatever.
uh-huh,
It's vaccinated, COVID vaccine,
uh-huh.
flu vaccine.
Jesus' blood, man. That's the right vaccine.
Yeah.
So,
I've never heard of that one,
mhm.
but okay.
So get vaccinated by the blood of Jesus is what I'm trying to say, guys. Okay.
I'm good though.
No,
But
I'm good. I'm just playing.
if
I'm
y'all
kidding,
want it,
guys.
that's
I'm kidding. Don't mind me. Yeah, don't mind me.
well. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. This has been an amazing conversation. We're gonna have Mr. Mike back in
Yay!
season 2. Yeah, because he's so fun. Also, Mike, tell people where you do where you do stand up sometimes. Like maybe if they're visiting Panama City Beach, they might want to check it out.
Oh, okay. Well, here in Panama City, there's um, this brewery called the Salty Oak Brewery. People call it the SOB for short. Every Wednesday night, there's an open mic, and I'm usually there. We have another one that just came up, Beaches Comedy Club. Oh, that's on Sundays. That's actually tonight. I'm probably going to do that. And I got a show coming up. I believe it's in Fort Walton. Pirate. I'm in a pirate ship type comedy. It's for Everything is Funny comedy show. So I'll be doing that on the 10th of October. Um, but yeah, Salty Oak Brewery, Beaches Comedy Club, Newbies, both Newbies in Panama City Beach, Monday and Tuesdays. There's open mics there. So just, you'll see me at one of those shows popping up. So, but yeah, thank y'all for listening. I'm going to have another Instagram to post all of my comedy clips and audio clips on there so you can kind of see the growth and the process. I've been doing it for about 2 years. And I'm still a rookie at this, but I think I'm getting better, but we'll see. I think I made you laugh, hopefully. So I think that's a testament of me kind of getting better. So
Yeah. Okay. Hold on, my nose is itchy. Sorry. Oh,
Sorry.
nose ring. Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh. Okay. So, Mike, tell everyone where they can follow you on Instagram. What's your Instagram handle?
Well, it's a long name, which I'm going to change and make it only comedy page. But for now, it's Mr. Music Illumination Conscious, all one word, and that's the acronym for Mr. Mike, Music Illumination Conscious. So Instagram is MR Music Illumination Conscious, all one word in Instagram. I know that's long, and I'm crazy for doing that, but that's where it is right now. As far as hip hop, Mr. Mike mrmic.bandcamp.com. That's where all my music is. So if you're interested in the hip hop, just go there. You can listen to it for free, or you can purchase it and download it. It's all up to you. But that's me.
Okay, cool, y'all. All right. Hey, I appreciate y'all for listening to this podcast, sticking around. I hope y'all come back to Undress episode 2. We don't know what that is yet, but it might be with Mr. Mike again.
Oh, we'll shoot. See. That'd be cool.
Back to back with Mike.
Oh, shit.
MIC.
The place to be. Yeah. So.
Wait.
We got it. We're synced. But yeah, I appreciate what you're doing. You're a force. You're a creative force, and you're a force of help and mental awareness and yes. So we need your voice. We need your platform. So I appreciate what you're doing, and you inspire me as well. You inspire me to be more creative and do more stuff. So I appreciate you.
Aw, yeah. Thank you, and I appreciate you for being my sunshine when I need it. Yeah. For even though you're like many hours away, you're such a good friend.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
All right, y'all. We'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.
All right. Peace.